Hold up. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Higurashi. Last time, we're in Tokyo. Some memes, and now we're in a slightly serious conversation about why Tomoe got promoted or transferred to the station. But yeah, let's just continue on. Executive candidate police officers are often transferred to various locations to gather experience as part of their training. However, the fact that Tomoe was transferred from the Kanto region to the Chubu region was an exceptional case that only could be accomplished with a very strong request. Himokai raised his glass of coffee to his mouth and carefully stared at Tomoe as he took a sip. Her eyes just looked like they did back when Oishi first introduced him to her. Tomoe felt a little surprised by that response. It had been a long time since he had referred to her by her first name. Because it was me. Dude, wait, remember I had that crackpot theory last arc? That Yamotai was the father's killer for some reason? But it turned out Tomoe just got stabbed. That was crazy. Tomoe quickly bit her lip. There's no need to answer. Her expression made it abundantly clear. Convinced. She had never thought about it in those words. And honestly, deep down she felt insulted. She was following the case of her parents' murder, trying to find the person responsible. That was the goal she set for herself even before deciding to become a police officer. It was Tomoe's greatest dream and aspiration, not some weak sentiment she had to convince herself of. Yeah, why did he say it like that? Tomoe quickly turned away as Yamokai said that with a bitter smile on her face. His face. What kind of face was she making? Even though she nodded to him, she still wasn't convinced. First off, if the intent was to make investigating her father's case easier, Tomoe could have simply been transferred to the Prefectural Police HQ in Aichi, rather than Kikuchi Station. Not to mention, Yamokai had no reason to abandon his normal job and take a post in this town. Nevertheless, this man has been hiding something this whole time. Tomoe still couldn't understand his intentions. Bro, imagine if, like, Madoka or Tomoe accidentally burnt down the house. No shot, that would be hilarious. With Yamotai's consent, Tomoe rose to her feet, and then she walked out of the store without looking back. Also, I'm banking your other daughter. As she left the store, the sun was beginning to set.
あっちが日比谷公園だから近くの駅まで歩くか。
This was her first time in Tokyo in a long time, so the buildings looked a little different. But the Kasumi Gaseki district was lined with government office buildings, so she had no doubt where she was. Although she was feeling a little lost, turning to a police box to ask for directions would reflect poorly on her as a detective, so she resolved to reach her destination all on her own. Her head cooled off as she walked, and she started to feel enough regret to make her body feel heavy.
やっぱりまどかとのことを聞いておくべきだったんだろうか。
Even though it was a golden opportunity, she didn't have the courage to step up.
結局信じていないのかな。所長のこともまどかのことも。
That thought started to make her feel depressed. In that case, it would have been better to make a bid scene opposing their marriage. Oh. Oh, I thought the the meme like intense music was about to pop on. But no. Just outside the station, the hustle and bustle of cars coming and going was quieter than expected, and instead she could hear a loud sound of a microphone. The large number of people walking on the sidewalk stopped to turn their attention at something. Oh, she's delayed. She finally reached the front of the crowd and had a good view. The loud noise was coming from an election campaign car. Never mind.
ああ、そういえば総選挙が年末だったっけ。お忙しい中誠に恐れ入ります。この場をお借りして今少し皆様の貴重なお時間をいただきたく存じます。
Oh? Oh? Naturally, people stopped walking to turn toward the source of this loud voice. And then, after looking at the party and candidate names written under the banner on the side of the car, some resumed walking, but those who were at least a little interested continued listening attentively.
ご清聴のお時間をいただきまして誠にありがとうございます。さて皆さんにお伺いします。我が国の医療制度、そして医薬事業は果たして十分と言えますでしょうか。現在様々な医薬品が一般のご家庭向けに販売されておりますが、その価格は高く、また効能も
Oh,
不確定のまま、
excuse me?
甘さえ副作用の危険もはらんでおります。
That? Why is it making... They're selling untested medicine to houses? That's what it sounds like.
それらの問題点を解決するため、製薬会社や医学学会、そして研究所の方々が日夜血の滲むような臨床試験を重ねておりますが、残念ながら最先端の知識と技術を誇る欧米諸国にはまだまだ及ぶべくもないというのが現状です。そのためこれまで我が国の多くの医療機関では輸入製剤に頼るところが大きかったのですが、それは医薬品に含まれる副作用を
So they're only saying that because they're importing their medicine.
大変悲しいことではございますが、先年には皆様の記憶にも新しいローウェル社の薬害問題がございました。
The Lowell incident. Lowell Incorporated is one of the largest businesses in its home country and regarded as one of the top 3 in the world among the pharmaceutical industry. Patients who took drugs manufactured by Lowell started suffering intense fevers one after another, sometimes with fatal results. The medicine was manufactured and sold for the purpose of treating mental disorders, but even from the start there were questions about the source ingredients, and experts were speaking out in the name of public safety. Nevertheless, it passed through preliminary tests rather easily, and began circulation as a medical product, in part due to the credibility of Lowell's corporate brand. Is this real? Is this real lore? I'm gonna look it up. Lowell. Probably not real. Nope, it doesn't seem real. Medical massage. Maybe it's based on something. No. When you type in Lowell Japan incident, it says Lowell honors man who memorialized 12 American prisoners of war. Amazing. But more than that, key personnel in the Pharmaceutical Safety Bureau and executive management received kickbacks as a show of gratitude. The bribery came to light after a whistleblower made public accusations. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Allowing potentially dangerous medicine to circulate in your country for money. Jesus. And at the same time, they tried to cover it up, but once the series of patient deaths came to light, it became a massive scandal that destroyed the credibility of the medical world at the time. An unfortunate accident. The lives couldn't be so easily cleaned up, but the wrongdoers still lined their pockets. Things have stabilized by now, but the cabinet at the time completely collapsed, and the situation developed in a way that the majority of seats abandoned the major ruling party. After that, the review board, researchers, public welfare officials, and pharmaceutical company executives involved in the incident were arrested and prosecuted, and civil lawsuits were conducted by the victims and bereaved families. In addition to that, a former member of the public welfare officer in Parliament was arrested for their involvement behind the scenes, and the trial is scheduled for next year. However, for most people, it's a thing of the past, and the ruling party eliminated key personnel and rebuilt itself in order to portray themselves as an unrelated third party. Okay, some Lowell lore. Don't know if that'll actually matter in the story. The campaign official standing atop the election card continued fervently discussing her opinions with the audience. No, it wasn't a discussion, it was a one-sided rant. It was a speech. Because her eyes weren't facing the audience but towards the red carpet beyond them. You're welcome. As a thunderous applause rang out, Tomoe slowly gazed up at the white-haired man, standing atop the election car holding microphones in both hands. She had seen him on TV several times. He was the head of the major ruling party and was originally from a Ministry of Health and Welfare. He often appeared holding a large pipe and had a burning passion for medical reform. And if the House of Councilors elections proceeded the way they're leaning, the House of Representatives election next year will be completely settled. That's why a big shot like him was supporting this, to give himself more name recognition for his own campaign. Isn't like Japan pretty good in current day? I know they don't have insurance, right? It's more out of pocket, but it's like relatively cheap. I could be wrong, I don't know exactly. Like Canada is known for its good healthcare because everything's insured. Like you barely pay anything. There's just like a longer wait sometimes. And obviously the opposite is for the US where no wait, extremely good quality, but costs a literal fortune. So what? It's not really incomprehensible. I understand what he's saying. The race for medical supremacy. but I don't know how important. I mean, healthcare is important, so. But like racing other countries for better healthcare is like, eh. As she grimaced from the throbbing of her eardrums, Tomoe made her way through the intently listening crowd. First off, it was hard to trust the word of someone talking about our nation and citizens. See, she's a politician hater. After all, they do whatever they want and just make it sound good to plausibly justify their actions. Jesus. Arguing for the sake of others is one thing, but actually doing it in practice is a big deal. But when it doesn't go well for those people, they won't admit their mistakes. They don't have the courage to go back and start over. I feel like this is a lot of generalizing. But I guess there's a big sentiment like that against politicians. I'm not really political myself, so I don't really know politicians in Canada, so I don't really have an opinion, but seems a bit judgmental. It's completely selfish to run away, but isn't it odd how the people don't hold them accountable? Fujita? Sounds like Fujita. Who is this? Maybe it's not Fujita. Why would he be here? Some weirdo? Just then a man wearing a suit and passing out flyers looked up at Tomoe with a surprised expression, and after carefully examining her face, he suddenly began to smile. Who the fuck is that? New character just dropped? She ambiguously nodded and embarrassedly scratched her neck while thinking, who is this? A Lamau. But Tomoe caught her breath as soon as she remembered. Senpai? Pai-sen? Sutra? Bro, where's your eyes? Is he blind? I mean, it can't be blind. He looks tall. While saying that, Tomoe took another look at the young man, Osama Sukada. He was her senior on the high school track and field team and ace at short distance running. Oh. He regularly competed in national competitions and he was popular around the school. Tomoe had vague memories of the time. Even when she decided to quit the track team, he persuaded her to reconsider until the end. And even after she officially withdrew, they still stayed close and talked with each other. Nonetheless, they became separated after Tomoe entered Ibaraki University and they lost contact. Is it the congressman that's currently doing a speech? Then Tomoe looked at the flyers in hand, and there she saw the face of the Minister of Health and Welfare, Chiba, who gave the speech on the election card just a moment ago. Yeah. Flyer boys are sexy. Tomoe responded from the bottom of her heart. Come to think of it, Sakudo did once say that he was pursuing the Department of Political Science and Economics because he wanted to become a politician. And the college he ended up attending was a high-ranking private university that produced lots of Congress members in the past. Oh no. Was it Tokyo? But the enrollment fee was far higher than Tomoe could manage.
今はひたすら先生のカバン持ちとビラ配りで勉強中さ。が、ところでミナイは今何やってるんだ？
私は
She hesitated for a moment. After listening to that whole campaign speech, somehow she couldn't bring herself to say I'm a detective. Why?
ちょっと今日は出張で東京に出てきまして、今は愛知の柿内ってところで働いています。
柿内？へえ、そうなんだ。千葉先生の地元からも近いんだな。
そうなんですか？
Come to think of it, she did seem to recall seeing him on a poster somewhere in town. However, she didn't recognize it was a congressman as important as the Minister of Health and Welfare.
俺も来年からは選
Yo.
挙活動でお国入りする予定だから、ひょっ
Is
と
this
したら
love
どこかで
interest?
会えるかもな。なんて。もし会えたら、今度は飯でも食おうぜ。
相変わらずですね、先輩は。
相変わらずなのはお前の方だよ。スーツ姿で遠くから見てもすぐに分かったしさ。
Then a voice came from a short distance away, shouting, Sutada-san! Sutada quickly responded to that call, then reached into his pocket and pulled out a business card holder.
悪いな。俺この後用事があるから。これ、俺の名刺。もしよかったら、暇な時にでも連絡してくれよ。
Sutada placed the business card into Tomoe's hand as he said that, then quickly walked off. Then his back was swallowed by the crowd in the blink of an eye.
変わらないか。
That was probably just social etiquette without any special meaning. However, at this particular moment, Tomoe felt like it was admonishing her for her inability to move on from the past, and her chest began to ache. I mean, he definitely wasn't, because he knows. I mean, he might know about it, but
おばあちゃん？
anyways.
だよ。今上野駅出たとこ。仕事終わったから、これからそっちさ向かうところだっぺ。だね。特急乗っかりついでいくから、着くのは10時くらいだっぺか。大丈夫だね。もう子供じゃねえんだから。鍵持ってるから、先に寝ててよ。そんじゃ。
After hanging up the receiver on the public phone, Tomoe grabbed the remaining 10 yen coin from the coin return and put it in her pocket. And just as she turned around, an announcement came out that the train was arriving at the station. For some reason, I thought that was a flashback. But no, that's just her calling her grandmother. Okay. Though it was a holiday, there were a lot of people in the car, perhaps because of the late hour. She sat down at her designated seat by the window and set her bait down on the seat next to her. Then she leaned back against the backrest to get comfortable and spread open the tabloid she bought at the station shop. Oh, the page she opened to had a picture of Minister Chiba, who was giving that speech earlier. A massive headline was written next to the picture saying, "Promoting medical reform, proposing measures to reduce burden on elderly."
こんなに有名な先生なら、先輩が先生様になる日も近いかもね。
But beyond that, she no longer had any feelings for Sutada. Rip, my boy. Got zoned immediately. Oh, they used to date. Oh, okay. Well, that kind of changes things. I thought they were just friends. Seeing him for the first time in a while, and seeing he was just the same as always, reminded her of the day they broke up.
もう G1 レースの時期か。
What's the... Oh, horse racing. What's the G1 race? She's a horse race enjoyer, huh? Intending to change the mood, Tomoe looked down the page in front of her and saw a column about horse racing. She wasn't very fond of gambling, but she did follow horse racing since she was young, both as a way to kill time and to have a topic to discuss with elderly people. Is that what a lot of elders do? Horse race? I don't think horse racing's too big in Canada. I think there's one near me, kind of. Like next to a casino. Horse. I'm interested. Horse racing. Canada. Woodbine. Yeah, Woodbine. Close to Woodbine Casino. That's it, though. I think. Oh, wait, no. There's fake ones. Actually, I don't know if they're fake. Yeah, there's other stuff, but Woodbine's the main one. I know it's like bigger in America. Yeah, it's pretty close by. 15-minute drive, 20-minute drive. Never seen it before. Maybe one day, try our luck. Surely we'll win. Any job available for Indian horse rider? There's always job available for horse riders. Is Woodbine open to come in inside and bet? Horse betting is back. 10 and 11 or 12-year-old race. They have to be trained to be able to race. The horses jockeys. Is it busy now? Most likely horses are running, so it's about pat till 9-ish. Are people allowed on the track? I don't know. Sorry, I'm just reading questions. The Derby Day party is in, that's Saturday. You derbying? Okay, I'm sorry. We'll get back to the program. In fact, making carefree predictions about the outcome can kill an hour just as well as a crossword puzzle without any boredom. So it was the last thing she looked forward to from the evening paper. Oh, it's a meme. It's a meme. Just then, the moment Tomoe turned the page and casually noticed a local news article, all thoughts completely vanished from Tomoe's mind. Never mind, I don't think this is a meme. So feels like a possible meme. Uh-oh. What was written there was the story of a patient who fell from a local hospital. Oh yeah, that's just it's not a meme. That's what happened to Rena's victims. Oh. However, the name of the patient who died in the incident was one she would never forget. It was a boy she had interviewed before, a victim of the schoolgirl campus assault incident. What the fuck? Tomoe interviewed Rena? We gonna get some Rena flashback? Tomoe crossover? Oh my goodness. I'm hyped. Anyways, we're gonna make this a short episode, boys. Sorry. Maybe next time will be longer. Kind of recording this. I'm always recording at an awkward time. I'll get back into normal. But hey, maybe next time I record. Ooh, thank you. Tips making the episode longer, and finally a chapter end. It's been like a billion hours. I was trying to make a horse racing jokes. But now I don't need to. We can just read what's happening on the tips. Lecture materials. Special lecture regarding the solution to psychopathology in modern times. On Wednesday, December 22nd at 4:40 p.m., the special lecture regarding the solution to psychopathology in modern times will be held in the Saiti General Hospital Building A in the Grand Hall on the 5th floor. The conflicts in human relations arising from the lack of communication and in response to the sudden changes in environment will continue to be explored. Alleviating the stress accumulated under those circumstances is a complex problem that can't be resolved with mere rest and relaxation. Mr. Chiba! Yo, they're fans of Mr. Chiba? Oh no. Is Mr. Chiba the mastermind the whole time? Is he Oyashira? Mr. Chiba, who has been contributing to the advancement of psychopathology, both domestically and abroad for many years as part of the Ministry of Health and Welfare's Health Policy Bureau, will introduce the latest innovations in medication to address these problems. Furthermore, he's the author of The Value of Medication in Psychopathology via Okonomiya Publishing, which was released last April. Date and time, Wednesday, December 22nd, 4:40 p.m. to 5:40 p.m. 1 hour special. Location, Saiki General Hospital, Building A, 5th floor, Grand Hall. Topic regarding the solution to psychopathology in modern times. Presenter, Akihiko Chiba, Minister of Health and Welfare. 300 seats, capacity, entry fee 3,000 yen, not too shabby. Sponsor, Chubu Pharmaceutical Manufacturing and Sales Association. Co-sponsor, Aichi Prefecture Pharmaceutical Society. Participation requirements, please come directly on the specified day. No advanced applications required. Please leave a business card at the reception table. For more information, contact the Secretary of the Chubu Pharmaceutical Manufacturing and Sales Association. Since this lecture is intended for university patrons and staff, media coverage is prohibited. That is all. Wonder what this has to do with anything. This Chiba stuff. He's definitely from Tokyo, man. They're all from fucking Tokyo. The organization, not the city. Interesting though. I wonder if we'll get any. I mean, maybe that's all the psyche references we're gonna get this arc. And I guess technically, if this is a year before the last arc, then Natsumi just moved, and she's probably still pretty awkward back then. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with some more Higurashi. Until then, see ya.